What is going on? I'm back. No bouncing DVD screensaver Zedmot, but otherwise mostly back. Code Zedmot over there in that shoppy shop. It does expire. It is annoying. I am sorry. We are going to jump in, and I know a bunch of you are having problems with Hammerman's fleet. You have to reset for level 6 or 7. A pain in the butt. It's a bug. They're aware. Don't worry about it. Well, do worry about it, but there's nothing we can do. I have made it into 18. I was on the global leaderboard for a second. That's the first time on the season. A bunch of good names up there. Have lost to Silverchair Rocks twice this season. So a big shout out there. Orion knocking on the door of Diamond, and Doom, who apparently is my team leader this season, crushing it in 22. Now, I have done some things. I almost fell out of gold when I went into the 5 engine room level. Then I got shocks, which helped a tiny bit, like the tiniest tiny bit. And then I got Barrage, and Barrage got me into 18. I haven't used critters yet. I just unlocked them. I had a total of 21 keys. These only cost 20, so critters are on deck now. And why Barrage was super helpful for me is because I can just get rid of mines. And that way my Bombardiers, these bouncing wonderful melon dudes, don't die to like those 3 mines. Because looking on here, like the 3 mines in the corner, the 4 mines up there, or they just die always. And I ended up barraging them more times than I'd like to admit. So I'm hopeful that critters are going to stop that from happening. This was a 4 engine room base, you can tell by my time. This was a 4 engine room base, you can tell by my time. A little bit lucky there. A chicken sucks. It turns out chicken doesn't suck. Chicken sucks. So 32 seconds. That is rough. These kind of bases are just an absolute walk in the park, though. That they have 60% building damage, trying to make you fizzle. And even though I think Ruddero died on this, I think I screwed this attack up and still cleared them quickly. So notice that I've got my tanks wide to take all sorts of damage, and then we just shock and send Ruddero through there and clear all that stuff. Now, if you noticed, he only had 2 wingmen. I clicked the button way too early. Make sure that he has lots and lots of wingmen, or you're going to have a bad time. And then tick 1 shocks have been good enough for me. I don't know if you need more than that. I am saving my tokens to probably max out my rocket launchers. You do need max level Ruddero, by the way. If you have to choose between max level rocket launchers and max level Ruddero, I would highly recommend Ruddero because he only takes like 1 or 2 bombing runs to kill an engine room, whereas otherwise he takes like 4. And it's literally that bad. I do have a little tippy tip for you, though. I will show you right about here against these 4 engine room bases. What I've found is that for these engine rooms on the left-hand side there, if you wait until he has 6 wingmen, you get way more damage. And I think what that is if we pause here, is that, come on, if we do a little drawing or try to, if you click the button when he's like here, he goes like this, and you don't get that great, even though diagonal should be more. But if you wait until he has 6 wingmen, he ends up like more like here, and he does way more damage. So I don't know that his wingmen are actually useful. I think it's more of a timing issue where if you wait that extra little second, he does a tiny bit more damage. And you can see with these tanks, I am using my tanks to clear all of these mines. We're going to get a shock. Shocks just make 4 engine room bases way more fun. And I know a bunch of you are going to get shock launchers. I think that not getting shock launchers and going to 6 engine rooms is better. And notice over here we're waiting, like just absolutely waiting, even though it's so hard. And then I didn't wait long enough, and he doesn't do as much damage as I would have liked. So this time I waited until the wingmen and hit the button, and then finally that goes down. So I told you I had a really smart idea that I found to be working, and then I didn't use it. Excuse me. So again, I told you, see like that barrage right there. Probably would have been better with critters, but still. Tanks clearing the mines, bombardiers doing good things, and then almost barraging my bombardiers. And that time I did wait. Because remember, as soon as you click that button, he stops making wingmen. Just like Everspark stops making critters when she's been clicked. It's a little bit awkward, and my goodness, have I ever had a lot of 1 or 2 second wins. Like, it's insane, actually. So we've got our tanks up front, our bombardiers dropped in behind. The hot pot is doing things, but not a lot of things. Barrage clearing mines, and these mines over here are super, super, super important. And I don't think I barraged them, so we end up watching a bombardier potentially go die. But like, it's just, there we go. Like, look at like there was a rocket on either side of that bombardier, and that bombardier being alive is so vital back there. Like, this attack was so bad, but the fact that Ruddero kept things going, and this one bombardier at the bottom left there kept things moving, that made all the difference in the world. Like, it's just bonkers how much of a difference, like, one well-placed medkit or a little bit of luck on a barrage. And so I'm really hopeful that critters will help a little bit. This was my first boss battle for 17. Popcorn Playa kicked my buttocks. And then down here, winning decent battles. I mean, I'm getting halfway decent times against 5s. And I have faced one person who had the 2 grapplers, and they kicked my butt. Those 2 grapplers really did a number on me. But let's be honest. Unless you have, and I'll show you where the grapplers are in a second, but you see, I'm just using the barrage to clear the mines, letting those tanks do their work, letting my bombardiers stay alive, and then need to worry about that stuff back there eventually. But one shock, and then Ruddero running rampant in the back right, and I find that I end up being somewhat short for GBE, so I am just clicking that button for that last bombing run. And we're in 18, and now I can show you how not to use critters. This will be my first battle with critters, assuming we can get a match. I assume I'm going to fall out of 18, but it's better than making people fizzle with shock launchers. I don't know, I feel like I've made a middle-of-the-road account this season. I know a lot of people have more offense, and a lot of people have more defense, but this has been a good balance for me. I'm not playing much at all. Like, this is the most casual I've ever played Warships. I'm only playing one account. I missed an operation attack the other day. There's a lot going on at the moment, and I'm just trying to hold on, folks. Just trying to keep moving and making some mistakes along the way, but that's all right too. So let's get some critters out about there. We'll save a bombardier for over there and maybe a tank for over there. And then we're just going to wait a few seconds or moments or somewhere in between and see how this is going to go. So again, barrage back here because I hate watching my bombardiers die. Maybe a shock. And Rudy is pretty good at keeping our troops alive back there. I just don't really know how to balance that stuff quite yet as far as keeping Rudy's damage going and keeping this stuff active, and there's just a lot. So we're going to get Ruddero to do his one bombing run, so our bombardiers go forwards. We'll throw a medkit about there and try to keep our good friend Rudy Ruddero moving on forwards. Need a medkit back here. Like, that's, like, it's just so touch and go at moments. And now we need a shock right about, come on, give me a shock. There we go. Right about there. Like, it's, I wish I had more GBE. I wish I had more troop damage. I wish. But there's not a lot we can do about that at the second. As these bombardiers start to come towards somewhere that bad things are going to happen, we are going to send Mr. Ruddero back there. We've got good things over there. And then one more bombing run to try to get our tanks onto that engine room. Come on, dudes. Like I told you, this is not going super swimmingly, but if we can get one more click in, we might be able to just pull out the win here. 2 minutes and 8 seconds. against a penguin. And penguin, what did you do? Look at that. We won. I think Ruddero died he died way back here. Look how far that wingman made it from Ruddero. That's kind of crazy. We have made it further into 18. Not that that really matters. But more importantly, got ourselves a 3-time win streak. And when you're playing casually, those win streaks just make all the difference in the world. I would like to make it to 19. I don't think there's anything useful in it. Red Mines, no. We're going to go into that. And I have already lost to someone with Heavy Chopper, Rocket Chopper that was in 17. I've lost to someone with Seekers that was in 17. I don't know what my goal is. The fact that I've got melons means I'm probably going to go get those Heavy Choppers after that engine room. And I was talking about the person with 2 grapplers. They went and got this engine room. Don't go get this engine room until last, even if you're like headquarters level 19 or something like that. So, first big breath. Finding myself making a lot of those lately. I am Zedmot. Thank you for coming in. Know that imitation game bugs are known. The bunker bugs, the Hammerman strikes back bugs, the dev team, I haven't talked to them. Nuno's been off on vacation and well-deserved vacation. But the duplexity bug is still around. There are a bunch of big bugs, so I kind of assume a decent size update is coming at some point. But who knows? Anyways, I'm gonna get that chest, and that'll help the task force. And should we do a thing? No, we're not gonna do a thing. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm Zedmot. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, code Zedmodding, and most importantly, comment. Comments make the world go round. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmot. Peace.